Hi and welcome back to this video series. We're talking about how to configure Centrify Privilege Service to provide password services and jump box services to AWS. You can use the knowledge here for your own data centers or another IaaS provider like Azure. So now in the previous video we talked about workflow, so we were able to make sure that our limited users can request password checkouts or assisted logins to manage accounts. But now we're going to talk about other scenarios, right? So this affects DevOps and also applications, and it's the ability to be able to register systems automatically into CPS, and also the ability to for users to be able to check out passwords within their facilities, scripts, so those passwords are used and then rotated automatically. It's the application to application capability provided. And I'm going to showcase Linux here. The good thing is that in Windows, with PowerShell and being able to make REST calls, this is quite simple. But in the case of Unix, Centrify provides a CLI Toolkit. And you can download the CLI Toolkit and install it. But prior to do that, you need to make sure that the proper entitlements are in place, right? So I am keeping everything aligned with Active Directory. So the way it works is that the machines would actually get a one-time token to be able to check out a password, right? In order for that, machines have to be explicitly granted the privilege management right. So what I did here was I created an AWS CPS computers role, and I added the two machines that I'm managing right now. In the CPS side, I created a role called CPS managed, right? And in here, what I did was to nest that AD group in there. Effectively, the machines, all I need to do is make sure that the machines are part of that group. However, the administrative right, and this is something that I haven't done, that I need to do is add the right to the privilege management rights, right? So what that's going to make sure is that those machines are going to have the proper rights to get the one-time token. So I'm going to add the privilege management right, and I'm going to press add, and then I'm going to press save. So everything is all right on that end. If I needed, for example, to install the CLI Toolkit, I can download it and copy it to my machine. It's basically a yum install. So if I do a yum info, and let me just copy this command because I'm going to need it later, right? So if I do a yum info, Centrify CC, so or maybe a RPM minus QA and grep. So this is the package that I installed in these machines, and that's the package that it's provided by the CLI Toolkit. That's going to give me tools that in the same vein as Centrify, for example, cInfo shows me if the system is joined to Active Directory. I mean to Centrify Cloud Services. As you can see here, it's not joined, right? So for me to be able to join a machine, I have to use the cjoin command. And typically the syntax is you specify cjoin using Kerberos. This does require the machine to have Kerberos or be domain joined. You give it a name, you provide an address, and if you wanted to do verbose, you could do that. You need to be able to run this as root. So I'm going to dz-do, and I'm going to paste what I have. And notice it's asking me for my dz-do password, which is my AD password. Um, And let's take a look, and says, okay, there's no cloud connectors, right? So I have not, since I added the cloud connector, I haven't done any configurations in the back end. So another scenario that needs to be done is you need to be able to tell Access Manager what is the cloud connector that needs to use, right? So this is a step that I did not do, right? Um, and basically what I need to do is open my Centrify zone. So let's see, open zone, and then I need to specify a cloud instance. So I'm going to do properties to that zone, cloud, pick my instance, right? And these are the perils of doing videos in a single shot, right? So now I've already added that to the zone. All I need to do is flush the cache, right? And I'm going to restart the service. So there's a command, adinfo -y cloud. Basically tells me if there's cloud connectors available. Another thing that I can do is look at a case variable. So cat. So if there's no case cloud connectors, then it doesn't know about it, but it's there. So now with that done, I can attempt to do my my cjoin command again. So put a verbose output so you can see it. It's actually going to do and get a one-time token, right? So it went out, it got the you know the authentication token, and now the machine should be there in the service. So if I go back to my resources, notice that now that I have this one that I created, and the difference was the ones that I created in the other video, I actually did the FQDN. This means that now I can initiate a jump box session to it. So I could do account actions, and in this case, there's no accounts being managed. So I could add an account if I wanted to, if I know the password. So I could do, so I could change the password for this account and add it just for the length of the video. I'm going to do it in the next video. But just to verify, let's make sure that I can jump into this machine. So we'll do a manual login, and we're going to do known user. And let's make sure that I can log in. And there you go. I can log in to this machine, and I added the machine automatically. Implications for DevOps, right? You may want to do the cjoin after, with the user data or your Chef or Puppet scripts to make sure that the machine, once it's built or is instantiated, it joins the Active Directory domain and then joins as privileged service, so people can use the jump box to connect to it.